You know, you might
Yeah.
just see people maybe just doing TikTok and the dances and everything, and you think like they don't know what's happening, or maybe on X just talking about nothing, but they literally know what's happening.
Yeah. And I believe this was a wake up call for us because
Mm-hmm.
this is something that has drawn so much attention from the working class, most especially from the youth. And it's drawing attention because it's directly affecting our lives. For example, basic commodities that should be, an everyday thing that you need: bread, sugar, cooking oil. These are things that every common mwananchi is going to use on a daily. And so everyone is alarmed that how will I be able to avoid a better future if I can barely afford my next meal, you know?
Mm,
And I think that is what is getting to the youth. And now
right,
the youth are also able to use their creative ways to sensitize each other. Because
right.
within 2 days of the finance bill proposal, every youth was talking about it because people
Right.
were sensitizing through the same TikToks and through the same platforms. We've been able
Mhm.
to sensitize each other and be like, hey, this is not good for us and we need to do something about it. So I
It's
love
so
that because we've been able to really come together, and that people who know what's going on are
mm,
educating those that do not. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and it's amazing because I feel like there's a lady that I love. Her name is Dr. Aricana. She talks about the revolution of Africa and how
Mm-hmm.
Africans should wake up to understand the wealth that is in Africa and everything that is um everything that the other continent or the other foreign countries are basically proud of. It's because they're getting their sources from Africa. And she talks about
Mm-hmm.
how Africans should basically decolonize their mind, understanding like the wealth is here. Like first we have to
Mm-hmm.
decolonize our mind, understanding who we are. And that's when revolution begins, right? Because everybody
Dev-
loves talking about leaving um, their country, the African country. I would not blame them at all because maybe they might
mm-hmm.
see like there's not much to do in terms of education or employment, right? In terms of
Mm-hmm.
looking for a better future for themselves and their future, maybe family, or maybe if you want to start a family. I definitely would. I will be in concurrence with everybody trying to. I would understand why they want to leave, but
Mm-hmm.
as you said, if right now a lot of young people are educating each other and you're like, oh my God, this is happening, it's a wake up call. And as I said, oh, I've been saying this, things have to go wrong sometimes for things to go right. You know,
That's
it's
true.
a
Yeah.
point where there's just so much pressure right now and nobody can hold it in no more. Because I
Yeah.
remember last year when everything went high, guys talked about it, yeah, but okay, demonstrated about it, of course, but we were like, okay, so much
Mm-hmm.
hope, a lot of hope was given in regards to everything, the prices going down, but nothing really happened. And then
Mm-hmm.
this comes up again, and I feel like
Yeah.
people are so tired, and they're like, no, 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 this cannot really happen anymore.
Mhm.
Because now
Yeah.
people are thinking even about the next generation. People are thinking about their kids. If maybe you want to have kids, you're thinking about,
Mhm.
is it the same world or country I want my kids to come into? You know,
Mhm. Yeah.
you know,
And
and that. Hmm. Go ahead.
I believe that the anger is gonna help us because now we realize that it's getting worse. I think they say when we let them do what they want long enough, we are
Hmm.
able to we are able to help them. We are able to help each other, pull each other out of this situation because we are looking at maybe, as we said, the commodities that we are going to be buying, or the typical youth that's just trying to build a good life for themselves. And now looking
Yeah.
at the situation, they're like, if things continue like this, I can't achieve anything. I can barely save. I'm a worker and I pay taxes, and right now, it
Mm.
doesn't make sense when I go to work alone, but only get half of my paycheck or less than half because I
I
have to
know.
pay tax and I have to get deductions. And I'm like, I'm the worker, you know?
Yeah.
I'm the one coming here every day. then I need to see value. At least I need to have that platform to build a better future for myself. I feel like the youth are now waking up and realizing this platform is being taken away from us. And at this point, we are like, we are slaves in our own country, you know
It's
we
so
are
true, and
we
that's
are now
right.
being colonized by our own, and
Mm,
it's not really making sense. Yeah.
it's not really making sense, Maya. And I'm really excited that we're having this conversation right now. Enoch is about to join us. Enoch is actually from your company, CCI, but he's in Rwanda.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
Rwanda.
yeah, yeah. I've seen
Mhm,
how developed it is and how um, I'm proud of the CCI team, or the ones who are basically kind of like redefining Africa by promoting employment in Africa. Shout out to y'all bosses, the y'all
mhm.
shareholders or something, because
Well, I think
um,
it's a good opportunity for the youth, given that
yeah,
there's lack of jobs. Like, it's a crisis in the country, a big
yeah,
crisis. And so
yeah, it's so
I'm happy
true.
that at least there's that platform where uh, youths can be able to know I will have a place that I can go and vent for myself,
It's
Yeah.
so true,
Because
and
it's
it's
important
amazing
to
to
work
see.
hard.
Definitely. And CCI creates that, like work ethics. You guys have leadership training. There's a
Mm,
lot that goes on in that company in regards to if you want to grow as a person, in terms of
mhm,
leadership, in terms of also like investing in your own country, because seeing the growth of CCI, it's kind of like an
mhm.
encouragement, like anything is possible in Africa.
Definitely, definitely. State of the art facilities. And now
Yeah,
CCI has also become a pool of networking because there's almost 5,000 people at the moment. Now, I can imagine
right,
if we're aiming to get an additional 5,000 and we get to 10,000. Oh my,
right.
it's a pool of talent, a pool of creativity, and also a pool of opportunity for people to be
It's so
able to
true.
earn and, grow. Yeah.
It's so true. Hello, Anok. How are you doing? We were waiting for you.
Sorry, ladies. Hi, Iwoton. Hi, Maya. Good to see
Hello,
you
Hi.
guys
Enoch. It's
today.
been a
Happy
while. I'm
Monday.
happy to hear from you.
Yes, it
You all
has
know each
been a
other?
while. Yes, we do.
Of course.
It's CCI.
Oh my god. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We used to do the pitching together. Yeah, I remember. Okay,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
I've
yeah.
seen all of us on the same table. But how you doing, Anok? How's Rwanda? How's
I am
Kigali?
doing good. Rwanda is hot, very, very hot, but a very nice, decent, peaceful country. Never that I've seen in
Okay.
East Africa. So, number one destination that I would like to visit or live in, if I was to choose between Kenya. Number two, sorry, between Kenya and Rwanda, or any
You
African
choose
country for now.
Rwanda?
Of course, yes, I
You
would.
choose Rwanda.
I will choose Rwanda. It's really
Why?
calm, clean.
Uh-huh.
You see, when you're in Kenya, when you walk in the CBD or the Nairobi town, you're always
Hmm.
scared that someone might take something from you and maybe rob you of some sort, especially when you're
Right.
in the downtown side of Nairobi. So in
Hmm.
Rwanda, it's so peaceful and so safe that you can walk with your
Right.
laptop on top of your head. No one is going to ask you anything or touch
Wow.
you. Your phone can be poking out of your pocket, and someone will tell you, "Hey, your phone might fall." But
Oh,
this crime here, it's unheard of, if I
you
may say
haven't seen
so.
anything at all.
Zero crime,
Alrighty.
zero crime,
Hoping to see
and
you
it's very
soon,
clean.
though. Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
country
I'm
with
nice.
the
Good to
planning.
hear
lowest
that.
crime in Africa is
Correct. It
Rwanda.
is,
Yeah. And the
And
cleanest
how,
too.
and the
really,
cleanest. There's
Yeah.
literally
how's
no
the
paper anywhere.
literally no paper
Cleanest in
anywhere?
Africa.
Yeah,
Definitely.
very clean. So it's a really nice country to retire in if I would retire,
Oh,
or if I wanted to have a
really?
vacation home, I'll do it here. Yeah, it's
We're
really good.
waiting for you to come back home. Look at this one.
I am
Yeah.
coming back. I'm planning my visit in August at least to come and see home.
Oh, nice.
Uh,
Oh,
Awesome.
I did come in
Are there?
December for like 2 weeks. Sorry.
That was last year.
Yes, and
You
I got
came last
lost.
year? What do you mean you
I
got
came last
lost
year.
in
I got
Kenya?
lost in Uptown. The
How's
place
that?
has just changed. I was going to a bank, NCBA bank somewhere, and then I lost directions. Got me arrested by the cops because I used the wrong
Hmm.
route. You know, the new roads that are built on the upside town of Nairobi. So I was not
Yeah.
there when those roads were
Yeah.
being constructed. So driving
Mm-hmm.
around, I used the wrong lane and I got caught. So I call that getting lost in my own country of some sort.
Right. Another question: are there slums in Rwanda?
Slums.
Mm-hmm.
Rwanda is a little geographically it's structured differently compared to Nairobi. The way you have
Okay.
CBD and then you move out of CBD where you go and live. Here, everyone lives everywhere. Slums, I have not seen any. Something coming close to what would I say? Zimmerman is what I would call a slum.
Okay. Okay. I've not
How
been to
Zimmerman
Woman.
looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So if Maya, you have been to Zimmerman, something close to that. No Kibera, no. I've not seen. Maybe I've not gone around much, but I've gone through the whole of Kigali, a city. I've not
Right.
seen something that looked like Kibera or Madare of some sort. No.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
I
That's very
think
interesting.
Rwanda is also much more economically stable in terms
It is.
of utilizing the internal manpower and the resource. So you find that most of them are actually living a very good life.
They really
Really, huh?
are. Yeah, most people
Yeah.
have their own homes rather than having apartments. And so people like us who come to visit here, the ones who stays in Airbnbs and apartments, most people have
Mhm.
constructed their own homes. So it's more of
Mm-hmm.
multiple Lavingtons and Kileleshwas here than Kasarani, Gedurai, and so
Uh-huh.
whatnot.
Right. And how's their
Yeah.
leadership structure? Like the
Leadership,
president
well,
and
the president
mm-hmm.
is the most loved person in the country by 99.99% out of the feedback I get from people.
Oh,
So hands down, any elections done in Rwanda, he's gonna take it home. Basis how he has brought the country up from where it used to be back in the days. I've met one of the government stakeholders who are very calm, humble people. Very,
okay.
I can't say about corruption, but what I've heard from the country structure is minimal to no corruption. Literally, there's no strikes or mandamano in Rwanda. I've not seen any,
Okay.
like
Right.
zero riots or anything, mandamanos. There's no
Mhm.
such thing here. So the leadership
Right.
structure is well structured. It's well structured, I can say, from what I've seen and how the country looks like from the outside and how
Yeah.
clean, decent, organized it is. It looks like a
Hmm.
mini Miami, especially on the when you're going to the uptown side of the city with the palm
Okay.
trees and all that designing kind of a feature. So I would say it's good.
Okay. You look good. I've seen your photos. It means you're having a great time there.
No Kogeria man.
Meyer is next.
Ni God. Kenyans will say it's God. But we are trying,
Yeah,
we're
they
trying.
say. Yeah, we've been talking about the finance bill and also the leadership
Mhm.
um, with the youth or the young people because you're one of the people I've seen grow in regards to leadership. It's something actually in you. It was just on you, literally. And Meyer has given her take in regards to the finance bill and also the leadership role she took in the CCI Kenya because Maya also got a promotion. So congratulations on that, Maya, because she was such an
Congratulations, Maya.
Thank
manager.
you.
I Maya,
Yeah.
I left when you're in training management, right?
Yes,
When I left
yes, I'm
Kenya.
in training. I'm now training with
Oh,
AT&T. Yeah.
AT&T. Congratulations. Good, good, good to hear the growths in CCI. That's the beauty about this business that you work in.
Right. How is it like? How is the structural not leadership training? How is the structure in Rwanda in regards to the company that you're working in?
The structure
Is it
is this is a we call it emerging geospects for CCI basis. South
Mhm.
Africa and Kenya being already established, we do have different CCIs that are coming up across Africa. That should be Rwanda, Ethiopia, Egypt, and Ghana. So these are
Okay.
emerging CCIs, similar to what we saw CCI back in 2018, 2019, when it was bringing in the international business. How we were coming up slowly is what we're seeing in Rwanda and all these other East African countries. So the structure
Okay.
is growing. That's why we have able and skilled leadership to bring up the the leadership in Rwanda, especially the natives or the locals in Rwanda, to align with the required CCI standards in terms of leadership and management of business. So Rwanda is the first that has already picked up the leadership structure, and it's
Okay.
already mimicking what we have in Nairobi and in South Africa. The goodness about
Okay.
Rwandans, they're very timid, not timid, sorry, they're very nimble people, very
Like, is it
welcoming.
easy to adopt?
Sorry?
Easy to adopt? They're easy to adopt with anything new.
Very easy to adapt, very easy to adapt, and
Okay.
they want to work. The young generation and the young life here, they want to work, they want to grow, they want to learn, so they will ask you a lot on how to become the next phase. So difference in Rwanda and Kenya, when you're bringing up Kenya, we came up with the step up programs, but in Rwanda we have
Okay.
something called career enhancements program. So we give the young people in Rwanda the ability to choose which line of business they would like to go into, if it's HR, and then different managers or stakeholders in those particular departments will train them. And then when we have
Okay.
internal job postings or promotions coming up, it is easy to put already trained and skilled people in those lines of work. So that's the
Okay.
approach we're using, so that we can culture and groom all our people into leadership roles
Right.
and future growth.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry. The reason I laughed is because I thought you're going to say like in comparing Rwandese and Kenyans, Kenyans are a bit hard to train, and
No.
Rwandese are a bit. I
Kenyans
thought
are
you were going to say
Kenyans are
that.
very fast. Kenyans are
Yeah.
fast-paced people. So Rwandans are more what will I say? Uh, they what word will I put there? Something that is not fast-paced but easy to work with. I have no word for it,
Mhm.
but similar
Slow
in
and
the
sure.
same scope. Yes, they're just ready and open arms to get what you have. So Kenyans will just want to go,
Right.
go, go. Rwandans want to get into the mood, and then they want to learn. They don't want just to jump into it. They want you to guide them, coach them. By the time they're getting to that point, they are very, very, very good at it.
Don't you think maybe that's why the leadership, like, it's easy for them, for the president to get away with anything with them? Maybe.
Let me
When you
ask
say
you. Let me
get
ask.
away
Let
with
me
them.
ask. Let me ask a question. Please, this sounds
Yes,
like a
please.
lot of African. Sounds like a lot of African nonsense. Kagame is responsible for the killing in the Congo because he's backed by the Europeans. Rwanda has been made as a puppet state since they put him in power by the CIA back in the early '90s. So we keep talking about idiot, and don't tell me I don't know because I sent my staff down Rwanda many times, and I know
Uh-huh.
Rwanda, I know Congo. This is the problem we have. Africans always trying to say something about a dictator, which is Kagame, causing death in the Congo. But his time will be coming soon because Rwanda's been built off the back of innocent Africans being murdered. See, that's the thing we don't want to say. That's a dirty little secret that Rwanda has no mineral wealth, and yes, it's the number one in cobalt and coltan extraction out of Africa. I mean, it's coming out of the Congo, and innocent people are being murdered in the Congo for the Europeans. It's like a detachment we always have about somebody supposedly doing well, but he's not doing well. They're killing innocent individuals in the Congo. That's what's going on in Rwanda. That's what built Rwanda. Congolese death. That's why the
Thank you.
Rwandans are living in a dictatorship and not allowed to go on the internet. Not allowed to say you have no strikes in Rwanda because you're not allowed to do that. You have open hell. It's mostly like a damn prison camp. When I had the staff go down there 2 and 3 times, you got everybody walking around with military weapons to make sure people don't get out of line. You can't say what you want in Rwanda. Kagame's been installed and kept in power by the Europeans. So let's make sure we understand that. We're gonna speak the truth here, but go ahead. We're not gonna put no
Definitely,
shining light on this man.
I'm picking up
Welcome,
your
Mr. Buckfire.
comment. Thank you so much. I will disagree with you there in a little bit, basis the fact that I've lived in Rwanda for some months, 2 years now, and in terms of Kagame being the president for a very long time, it's the people who put them there. So
People didn't put them there. They're not allowed. They're not allowed to go against. They're not allowed to go against him. See this is some of your ignorance. You know what you're saying? Because
I know
Kagame
what I'm
has
saying.
killed. Let me finish. Kagame has
Go ahead.
unalived individuals through the CIA that's tried to come in and hold elections against him. They've been unalived. Okay, so maybe you don't know that. Maybe you don't know that Kagame is a CIA puppet. That's what he is. See, I'm prime military intelligence. I know what I'm telling you. Maybe you don't know that. That's a fact.
I wouldn't.
So you
I
trying?
wouldn't.
So are you trying to tell me that Rwanda's not still now the Congo? That's what you're telling me.
I've heard of the news about that, but I can't
Heard
comment
of
on
heard of the
my
news? Heard of the
basis.
news? Oh, I see exactly. See, there you go. You heard the news, but you can't confirm.
I can confirm because I'm not in it at the moment to say whether
I'm
they're
at.
in or not.
You don't know. You know Rwanda's in the Congo, and they've been there for the last almost 20 years with the M23 rebels. You don't know that's a Rwandan backed militia group funded by the Europeans. You don't know that. You said you lived there for 2 years, and you don't know nothing about that, right? You have no clue. That's what I told you about Africans not knowing anything. The ignorance is off the charts crazy. He's living in the country and has no clue that Rwanda has been destabilizing the next door country, Congo, stealing, murdering, unaliving innocent Africans. He has no clue about that. In Rwanda, it should be an open secret. But that's the fact. Not my opinion. These are facts on the ground.
Well, I'll put a pin on it and then go and do more research basis
Go ahead.
your
Be
feedback
careful,
so that I can be
be
able to.
careful, you want ain't that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, the ignorance. But African people not caring about other African people. It blows my mind. It's absolutely absurd. You're right there in the Congo, you
I
have
get
no idea of what's going on in the next door neighbors being displaced. Put this up here time for me real quick.
I've
Because
put it
Google's
up
going
as my to-do list for the coming days
because
this week.
because
I'll check it out.
because Google's gonna lie about this. Let's say
Of course.
let me try to word it so Google won't be able to lie. I might have to have you go duck go. Say Congolese have now called out Kagame for genocide in the Congo. And nothing, that fake genocide happened in Rwanda. Kagame is responsible for that too. Europeans always make this thing, oh, Kagame was a hero. That's all bullshit. It's all a lie. It's all nonsensical.
Come again, kids? Congolese have?
Say Congolese have called out Kagame for genocide in the Congo. This is a known fact. But eventually when Africa gets itself together, he's going to have to go, him and Museveni. Museveni just as guilty, but Museveni keeps his mouth shut. Museveni and Kagame were putting Rwanda and Uganda as puppets. Funny part about it that Museveni's not even from Uganda, but now he's the president. They've been president for 35 and 25 years. He think that the people are putting him in power. They're not. Not allowed to
You just
say
said
anything.
what it brought is the first Congo War was in 1996, 1997, began in the wake of the 1994 Rwandan genocide, during with the ethnic Hutu extremists
Yeah,
killed an
yeah, that's a
estimated
lie.
one. Is
That's
that
a
it?
lie. Yeah, but that's the past when they when they put Kagame in power, when they blew up the Rwandan and the Burundian president. Kagame in '70 killed the president of Rwanda and Burundi. CIA, well, they didn't really do it. The CIA did it to put these two goopy bastards in power. So they blew up the sitting president of Rwanda and Burundi, and then enacted this genocide where Kagame went and killed a bunch of Rwandans, saying he was there to help. It's been covered up because he's their puppet. It's been covered up because Museveni is their puppet. So, no, I'm talking about recently, not nothing so old, about the genocide that the French and the American government backed, sponsored, and enacted there. I'm talking about
Right.
Recently, the recent problems right now. The only reason why Kagame is in power today is because Angola, when they went there back in the late '90s, early 2000s, they told me they were going to kill him and Museveni. But the white man, which he's smart again, he went in, they disabled Angola and stripped down the military, because it's a little known secret that no one seems to know about in Africa. Angola went to Rwanda and Uganda looking for Kagame and Museveni. They were going to kill him. They were going to take him out of power. At that time, Angola had the strongest military on the African continent after beating the white man down in South Africa. So they had a real mechanized army. So they were going to go up to, they did go up to Rwanda and Museveni because of the death rate in the Congo, because they're virtually family. See, these borders are phony. These borders that the white man made up are phony. Angolans and the Congolese know that they're family. They're one empire called the Congo Empire. So when Angola got the strength, they went to Rwanda, and funny enough, Kagame and Museveni was somewhere else. They told me they were going to kill them if they continued to do what they were going to do. So
Mhm.
um, I think the consciousness levels coming back again, understanding what's going on in the Congo, the massive genocide that's going on there now, backed by the 70, not so much. The 70, not so much, mostly Kagame, sponsored
Right.
by the CIA and the Europeans. So I don't want nobody come and give me no glowing ass thing of Rwanda. Don't give me no glowing. Rwanda's so great, and don't give me none of that nonsense. No, 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 no. We're not going to do
What you were
that.
just speaking about is the development and the move
The
that Rwanda is
development, the
making from
development is
time
up
to
the
time.
back of the Congo. The development is up the back of innocent African people. Okay.
Is it not the back? Is it not at the back of the Rwandan citizens who brought up
Oh,
their
oh,
country from
oh,
1940? What is
absolutely.
happening
Oh,
now?
oh, absolutely not. Because the
It
money
is.
comes from, no, it's not. The money comes from the Congolese that have been murdered. How? So who's paying for Kigali? How's Kigali becoming developed? What money? Now pull this up here, Tom. Say, is Rwanda the number one extractor of coltan in Africa? Say coltan or I think it's coltan.
Is Rwanda?
Rwanda that doesn't have the mineral. That doesn't have it in their country. So let's see. So we're gonna tell him it's not the Rwandese building no country. It's stealing of minerals from Congo.
So what should I type, kid?
Say is Rwanda the number one producer of coltan? It's either coltan or cobalt. It may be both of them because they stealing the shit out of Congo. Congo's very weak right now. It's the killing of African people. Say is Rwanda the number one extractor, either coltan or cobalt? Try either one, but yeah, but it's going to be yes, which they have none in
Uh,
their country.
it just
But
says the Democratic Republic of Congo is the largest producer of
yeah,
cobalt.
but now yeah, they're long producer, but they don't control it. Rwanda's controlling it. They're stealing it. So that's why Kagame got caught going into the Central African Republic 2 years ago. He said, "Hey man, what the hell are you doing over here?" Oh, I'm chasing. He keeps coming with the scam. I'm chasing genocidal people from 30 years ago. So the Central African Republic say, "Get your ass out of here! What are you doing over here in our country?" Because they were going to trying to extract mining also in the Central African Republic because it's weak. They got caught, so that's why they brought in Russia, and then Kagame got his ass out of there. See what you see, Kagame and Museveni have been put there to extract resources for the Europeans and giving crumbs off the table. And so the idea was they were going to split up the Congo into 5 separate countries so they could steal more. So that's why the unease is going on right now. So did the Rwandans build Rwanda? Hell no. From what resources? What money? Now once you pull this up, Iraton, I'm gonna teach you that he's a puppet. Say what is once you ask Google, say what is Kagame's net worth? That's gonna probably be close. All these puppets from root to all of them, it's like a half a billion. They haven't built shit. They haven't created anything. They haven't invented anything. Where's the money come from?
Got you loud and clear.
What's his net?
I,
What's his net worth?
who's Kagame's network?
Yeah, I'm trying to put it. What is his net worth?
There's not
Okay.
actually net worth, but it's like salary that he earns.
Not the salary. No, see, now they're hiding the net worth. It used to be easy to look up. His net worth is $500 million. They can't see the white man's smart now. He's trying to erase what these puppets' net worth are because the Africans are starting to know that
They
you
say
can't
that,
justify.
they say, according to multiple sources, including Forbes, Paul Kagame's estimated wealth stands at approximately $510 million.
Exactly, $510 million when it's people only make a couple dime dollars a day. Okay, that's not from being any salary. That's the stealing of the Congo and white people giving him money. He's done nothing worth $500 million. Nothing. He hasn't invented anything. He hasn't created anything. He hasn't started 500 million. But you see that figure for all these puppets, whether it be Ruto, whether it be the moron in the Ghana, the other moron in Nigeria. It's the same scam. He hasn't built anything. It's the theft of African resources that these puppets, like a Kagame and a Museveni, have been put there to extract for the European masters. So any kind of schooling, nonsensical nonsense you hear talking about, oh, we're doing this, so it's all nonsensical. It's a puppet state. It's not a free African country. It's a puppet state.
Right.
Go ahead, continue.
All right. Thank you so much for joining it. Enoch, are you there? You're good? Can you hear me? I can hear you right now. Okay, good.
In from our friend here, in terms of what research we're supposed to focus on, basis our thought process on African countries and our leaders. So thank
Right.
you for the insights. We'll definitely do research and dig deeper on it and see what's happening in our own country.
Yeah,
Back to you.
which is important, literally, because it basically helps you understand what's going on, you know?
For sure, for sure. So we are putting the facts that we know and the facts from outside, and then we see how far we can go with what information we get in terms of how our
Right.
countries are trending.
Right. How's your take on the finance bill?
My take on the
You
finance
said,
bill.
yeah, it's so
Um,
find that you've said like lately in Rwanda you've not seen any demonstration at all, right?
Basically not, but I've seen it in Nairobi. That's my mother country, and I'm
Yeah,
one person who follows up the Kenyan news on a day-to-day basis and social
yeah.
media. This is what is happening.
Mm,
Finance bill, technically not a fan of it, basis the fact that it's bringing more harm than good. I tend
mm,
to believe that in order for African countries, or let's say my country, to
mm,
make more revenue, will be to reduce taxes. Because if you increase taxes, as what is happening right now,
yeah,
it puts a lot of businesses out of work. It puts a lot of people out of work. People don't earn salary. So I don't know what the government expects to tax once people don't have jobs.
right,
However, if we will dive into the fact that the government will consider in the future reducing the taxes for its citizens, and
right.
uh, the businesses, we would have more investment companies diving into the African market, which in turn will get people employed. Then the government can find people to tax.
Right.
So, finance bill across board, not a fan of it 100%. I expect by tomorrow they'll not be voting it in. I don't think they will vote it in. This is
Mm-hmm.
the outcry of the citizens of Kenya. So,
Right.
this is not going to sail through. If it does, then we're in a
Mm-hmm.
lot of problems and trouble. Crime will go
Okay.
up, people will lose their jobs. Someone who was is earning like 50, 60K will be getting to around 30K, which will not
Yeah.
even suffice in terms of livelihood on what they used to cover on a day-to-day basis. I've heard
Right.
Uber, Bolt will be shutting down if the finance bill goes through. Coca-Cola wants to pull out business if the finance bill
Yeah.
goes through, and who knows what other companies will um, come on board if it goes through.
Right.
Yeah.
So best
Right.
advice, government of
Mm-hmm.
Kenya, reduce your taxes, increase the capabilities of business taking venture into Kenya and creating job opportunities, then find people to tax who already have jobs.
What he's
Yeah.
saying, what he's saying is
Yeah.
correct, but it's still he doesn't understand how the world works. The funny thing about this is this the IMF and the World Bank. It's not the Kenya's a puppet state, set up as a puppet state of Europe. So when you got these puppets that have stolen all the money, all the liquidity out of Africa, out of Kenya itself, now the IMF comes in and says we want that goddamn money back. IMF and the World Bank said we want the money back. We don't care how you get it, but you get it. So what you have right now is a bill being it wasn't even brought up by the Kenyans. This is another European bill brought up by the IMF. And the funny thing is, same people that own the IMF own Coca-Cola here at time. See, this is the scam. He doesn't. So I want you to pull up. I want you to pull up the number one. I already know it's Vanguard and BlackRock. I want you to pull up the number one shareholder of Coca-Cola. If they give it, if they tell us who's the number one shareholder of Coca-Cola. I want you to know the same people that own the IMF. The idea since there's some kind of scam going on. Most Africans are not educated enough to even know, where to find this information. You're like, oh, Coca-Cola's going to pull out. Why? The IMF is the one that owns it. People that own the IMF own Coca-Cola. IMF is not an independent bank, privately owned. And who has the number one shares in Coca-Cola here at time? Let's see. Should be BlackRock and Vanguard.
Mhm.
Vanguard Group.
It should say Vanguard and
BlackRock.
BlackRock. That's right. So I didn't even look it up. BlackRock and Vanguard own the IMF and the World Bank. So why are they pulling off? Because of the IMF, who's the one that's implementing this shit. You got Coca-Cola. See, this is the scam going on. Most Africans don't understand geopolitical nothing. BlackRock and Vanguard own Coca-Cola. And they also own the IMF and the World Bank. So what's the scam here? See, I told you, African, like he's talking about, you don't need any damn investment. That's another white man scam. Africa has all the resources. They don't need anybody's investment. That's a scam that's been given Africans educated with nonsense. You don't need any investments. You need what I have. Now you can come to me and make a lateral deal. Okay, you're going to build your manufacturing, your everything here in Africa, giving my people jobs, and I'm going to allow you to extract the resources that I have to benefit said country or benefit said business. But it's going to be here. And in 5 years, that technology and information how to run is going to African people. Africans don't do. They've been told this nonsense by Western. We need investment. The investment's coming. The investment. Investment of what? That's to keep you a slave. See, BlackRock and Vanguard own Coca-Cola here in town. It's not Coke. See, they don't tell you that. They tell you, oh, it's a Coca-Cola corporation. There's no such damn thing. BlackRock and Vanguard own it. Who own the IMF? Who own the World Bank? So what's the scam here? So So it ain't Coca-Cola just pulling up. Jimmy. They want to implement. So the same people want to implement these crazy taxes to Kenya, and then they say they're going to pull out if you implement the crazy taxes.
Right.
There's a scam. There's a scam going on here, and most Africans are not educated enough. Like Africans are like 60, 70 years behind geopolitical. He thinks Kagame and then built Rwanda. Don't build no damn Rwanda. CIA controls that country. So a scam is going on that they want to break the backs of African people in Kenya because it's called the law of diminishing returns. The law of diminishing. You can't tax what people don't have. So this is definitely setting Kenya backward as a
Yeah.
slavery state, giving it back to
Exactly.
the Europeans.
Yeah.
And this is attack on Ruto. He's already a puppet because he's supposed to have been locked up in the Hague. Him and Uhuru, who also committed genocide in Kenya back in 2007, 2000. Been doing it. He's their puppet. They put him in power. There's no election put him there. So he's doing whatever they tell him to do because no one would, the Kenyan people are not for this. You're supposed to live in a democracy, which is a lie anyway. Kenyan people
Right.
don't want this. So why is this even being tabled? I think they want to see. I think the scam is the CIA will see where these Africans go for this shit. That's just. I think this is almost like a. I think this is a psyop.
Like a
You want to
test?
see? It's called a psyop. It's a psychological operation that they run on Africans all the time because they see Africans have low IQs. So they're gonna say, let's see if they'll go for it. Let's see what happens. Because it's a scam here. I just told you, Coca-Cola said they pulling out the same people that's bringing the goddamn taxes are the same people that own Coca-Cola. Most
Yeah.
Africans don't know any of this. They've been kept behind with goofy educational systems. Stuff, this nonsensical shit they've been learning. So it's to keep the African ignorant so I can extract the resources off that continent and build everybody else's wealth, the European, the damn
Right.
Asians, the Americans. So yeah, I think this is like a test here, John. I
Okay.
think this is like a side. They want to see how far can they push African people before they do have a revolution. So I think this. I might not got the whole thing together, but I think this is pretty sure this is a psyop going on. So,
So you basically think they're gonna pass the bill, Keith?
no, I'm not sure if they're going to pass. They want to see what's going to be the Kenyans' reaction to the bill. Whether or not it doesn't make a difference to them whether it gets passed or not. I told you, it's what you see in what they call kabuki theater. It's called kabuki theater. So they want to see what is the Africans. Whenever they do some irritant, it's to see the behavior. It's called the Hegelian dialectic. I want you to look this up. Look up what is the Hegelian dialectic. It's how Europe runs. Say, what's the definition of the Hegelian dialectic? It's going to be problem, reaction, solution. I want you to look it up so you know it yourself.
Definition of? Spell that word for me.
Definition of Hegelian, Heligan, dialectic, help. The dialectic, DIA,
Please repeat that again.
Hegelian, Helligan. The next one is dialectic. As you spell that, it's probably going to spell the other part for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So what we're trying to see if it pans out, if they approve the bill.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do not think they will go through with it. The Kenyan people will not allow that to go through.
Really, huh?
Definitely not going. I think the voting is tomorrow, and I take the feedback from our friend here, and I've also gone through the Hegelian dialect to be able to see what kind of test is being run here. So
Okay.
definitely won't pan out. If it does, I'll be disappointed with the whole structure of our governance. Definitely, as he said, he's right. African governments are not what a leader should be about.
The
So
puppets,
Right.
they were never set up to be leaders. You had no leaders in Africa. They were never set up from the beginning. All the leaders were murdered. Lumumba, Kwame Nkrumah, Thomas and Carter, the real leaders are murdered. So They set up
Yeah,
these
yeah.
puppet states. You know, there's no African government on the African continent. They're all based in European parliamentary or presidential system, which benefits Europeans. And never they would set up as fiefdoms, and then Africans are given less education, so you wouldn't know how to get out of the fiefdom that was set up. That's on
Got it.
purpose.
So,
Right.
So
I have a
go ahead.
question for my friend here. In
Yeah.
terms of
Okay.
Senegal, which had the coup just the other day and elected a very young military leader, what would you say about that in terms
You
of,
talking
do you think
you talking about Burkina Faso? You talking about Burkina Faso?
Burkina Faso, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're trying to get free. But did you see immediately what they did is right. That's why he's helping the people. He's young. They're scared of the youth. So what you see there now, right? They went against the European order. So what did you see ECOWAS do? All these other puppet states. They're going to go to war against their brother for trying to get free at the behest of the Europeans. Why would you go to war with us? Because we're trying to get free. So they want to do it with Niger and Mali because the European economy is based off of Africa. This is the dirty little secret most Africans don't know. You're poor, and Europe is rich. You see them going drowning in the ocean. You're rich because the Europeans have been stealing out of Africa. There's no such thing as no investment, all that fake investment talk you're talking about. They steal. They say, oh, we're doing investments and blah, blah, blah. It's all a scam. So when you see an African country actually try to get free, that's dangerous because African people, you have a collective consciousness. So with that might start a domino effect on the continent of African countries trying to get free of European imperialism. So what Burkina Faso done is actually correct. That's why you're seeing coup after coup after coup trying to take him out because he's actually now putting the power of the government to benefit the people. In Africa, that's a no-no. That's a no-no. So what is he doing now? He's like, I don't need any big cars and all this idiotic nonsense. Like the Kagamis and the Rutos. Let me see my big car. Let me see. Fuck your car, stupid. African people need to start relearning how to take care of themselves. What's with the farming? What's with the if I'm going to bring technology into my country, it's going to benefit the African. I'm not putting no Chinese to build shit. The Africans are going to have to learn how to build it. Now, we're going to partner with you. You're not an investment. We're going to partner because you need what I got. You need it. I got control of it. You need what I got. That's what the Russians saying. Yeah, we need what you got. That's right. You'll bring your technology in here and you'll build it. Okay? You
Right.
sit on negotiating. You'll build it. In 5 years, I want my people taught enough that they can run it themselves. And we're still going to extract these resources and give it to you, but it's going to be it's going to be beneficial to you and beneficial to me. We're going to make a profit out. We're going to own and control the levels of production. See, that's what Africa doesn't have. That's why Burkina Faso is a threat. So we're going to own the levels of production, not you. All African countries, Africans don't control the level of production. The
Right.
Europeans or the Chinese, another fake country they set up, China. Africans believe China's we're gonna go to China. Hey moron. The Europeans, they created China. Now you don't know this. Let me help you. The dirty little secret. Let me help you. 40 years ago, China was backward, impoverished, and fucked up. How do you think they got developed? You think people say we're just gonna go to because the easiest thing would have been to go to Africa and build Africa because the resources come from Africa. But the scam is to keep African people on the bottom. So the only thing they did with China, they come in through the back door with their loans. They built China to a power. IMF, the World Bank, they went into China and started building it up. They created the Communist Party. That's the problem. African people, you got to start learning. You got to stop being naive. You got to know. Take every form of Western education and throw it out the window. And start relearning yourself. Start re-educating yourself how the world really works. Because you're dealing with kabuki theater, psyops upon psyops.
Right.
those Africans now being enslaved by the Chinese, who are really nothing but a form of the IMF and the World Bank again, because they created China.
Right.
That's not no independent country. Oh, we're getting those. The Chinese are going to be better. Hey, moron. Fuck you think built China into a power? Huh? China had no money. Where they get money from now? Go back and look at the history of China, and you'll be shocked. You have morons in Africa telling you China's our friend. It's our friend who can help us. Then they put them in loans and steal all their shit because they knew that the African was waking up. And so through the back door, the Europeans went and built up China. Still, we see this fake thing about China and America fighting. That's all nonsense. China's a puppet state of the goddamn individuals that run. Same people in BlackRock and Vanguard, Airtime, they created China.
Right.
And people call BlackRock. Now, I'm not going to tell you who owns BlackRock and Vanguard. These are people that actually run the planet. They built China. These are just facts. Not my opinion. Everybody just say they know these are facts. You know. So they what they wanted to do, because the IMF and them black people were waking up. You only can oppress the people so long in your time, they're going to start waking up. No matter how stupid they are, no matter how much they've been uneducated, like, hey, man, something's not working right. Might take 40, 50 years, but eventually you'll say, hey, something's a scam. And so they used China to come in through the back door, and these Africans think they were getting they were getting more indebted, more enslaved.
Right.
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 So
I can read the comments
totally
here.
somewhat agree with my friend here, most times than
Okay.
not. Yeah, he has a
Okay.
point in terms of what Africa should come about, and that's what we see. Most of the young comedians and
Yeah.
Eric Omondi and his team are actually trying to go with the Pan-Africanism for the entire Africa. So if
Right.
that pans out and we stop electing this leaders who are leading us into a ditch,
He's right.
Right.
That's what you.
yeah,
It's not going to come through election, family. It's going to come through revolution, same or coup, because
Revolution, that is
your countries have been set up as puppet state. You can't work within the system to bring a clean system. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't. Yeah. You can't get a clean thing out of an unclean thing. That's why Bikini Faso, Niger Mount had to do coup, because you couldn't get within the system. Is designed to make sure you never get real power. So, as Africans, you got to get rid of your goofy tribal shit. Tribalism got to go. You got to grow up as people. They,
Yeah.
of course, they brought more tribalism in through colonization, these fake borders. You're this, you're that. African people understand there's a war against you because you sit on the richest continent on the planet. You understand this? Should no African be impoverished at all?
correct.
Should no African, as rich as Africa is, no African should ever be impoverished. I told you, you didn't get these slums in Africa until after you got colonized. There were no slums in Africa. It didn't exist. Till you get colonized, when you get these slums popping up in Kenya and Ghana, Nigeria, everywhere, because your wealth has been extracted, and then you've been given goofy religions, this Christianity and this Islam shit. You've turned your back on being African because the white man told you, you need to believe in this white man and his religion. As Campbell's read that thing last week showing you when the Europeans came into Africa, they told you the Africans is wealthy, the African doesn't need anything from anybody. How are we going to conquer these people? The only way we can do it is to destroy their minds, have them worship us. That's in their writing.
I have a question that I'd like to ask for you, right?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
There's this
We're
guy
almost winding
called there's this guy called Miguna,
I
right?
go.
He's from Canada. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's from Canada, and he's pretty one of the guys who has brought revolution in Kenya. Do you think he's fit for any government post basis his sentiments in terms of wanting to run for government office?
I don't know who he is. I have to do some research on him, family. I don't know. This is the first time I'm ever hearing about him is through you. I don't know. So I had to do some research on him And I had to go back deep into his background and see this stuff because they always put up puppets to make you
Yeah.
believe. European always put up these puppets like they're revolutionary, like like that moron up there in Uganda called Bobby Wine. That's a puppet. I'm gonna go against Museveni and that's a lie. That's a lie. So I'd have to go back and research him and see whether he was really Pan African. He's really a revolutionary individual. How do you spell his name, brother? How do you spell his name?
Miguna
Write it
is
down. M I
Miguna,
Miguna,
and then the name is repeated twice. Miguna.
All right. I have some of my friends in intelligence look him up and see what and see.
Just try look him up, and then we can have a debate on it. Basis the fact that
Yeah.
I hear him
Oh,
speaking
great.
around, and I think he's right. He's a little bit tough, but he looks right for any
But you
government
got to
that
be
wants to
tough.
protect the country.
You got listen. You got Africans have been kept to, like you said. You talking about the Rwandans are kind of like docile. You don't want to say it. They're kind of like kind-hearted. Well, Africans have been made too naive. So you have to be kind of hard and kind of straightforward. I agree with this. If that's why you're doing, because you can't always be, let me say, polite when you're dealing with an impolite system that enslaved African people for generations. You got 500 years of exploitation, 500 years of indoctrination, and sometimes to wake up to wake somebody sleeping, you got to shake them a little bit. You don't want to hurt them. You got to shake them up. Hey, time to get up. Wake up. What time is time to go to work? Get your ass up. So sometimes you got to be a little indignant, sadly enough, to wake up the African mind because it's been slumbered to sleep. It's been indoctrinated with so many lies and so many untruths. So it's going to take a little bit of jolting the African mind, a
Yeah.
little bit of discomfort to say, hey, this is what's going on. As
No wonder
African people,
no wonder
oh, go
these
ahead.
Gen Zs are giving us a hard time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're giving us a hard time. I think it's what Keith is saying in terms of we need to wake up. Yeah, I think the Gen Zs are
Yeah.
already awake and they're trying to understand what's happening.
But that's the youth. That's supposed to get you a hard time because they've been betrayed. The youth have been betrayed throughout the world. But the youth of Africa is must be. What have you done for me? That Gen X and all the other generations before. What conditions have you left me on the ground to deal with for the last 100 years? What have you done? What fight have you done? Because the Mau Mau
Yeah.
fight was a good fight, but it was taken away from them because they were too uneducated to realize they were being put back in slave when they gave him Jomo Kenyatta. It was a puppet. It was a no good, dirty traitor. He's not a Mao. And all the things in Kenya, they tell you, he was a Mau Mau fighter. He was not. He was against the Mau Mau. Mau Mau tell you that, but they're not allowed to tell you that in Kenya. You know, he wasn't no damn fighter with the Mau Mau. He was opposed to him. He was their puppet. That's why they put him as the first president. All these puppets were installed. So, and he cut back tribalism. Jomo kept
Right.
that tribal shit going. When he first got in there, going against the Lua and the other tribes and putting one tribe over another tribe. That's it. You can't build a nation like that. If you're gonna build a nation,
Right.
you must have nationalism. We're all one people. Tribe shit gotta go. But that's what he installed because the European masses told him to install that. It does keep you in power. It does. Divide and rule keeps you in power. So they taught him this bullshit, right? Taught him this nonsense. So that's what you see. And Nigeria is even worse than Kenya because Nigeria, the tribalism there is crazy. I was in Nigeria, I was like, oh my
Yeah.
God, this tribal shit is crazy. That's on purpose
Right.
to make sure you don't unite especially as a country, then as a whole African. See, the power of Africa,
Yeah.
if you just unite, you win. Let me tell you, let me speak this, and this is the dirty little secret. Everybody knows, but the African. If you ever unite, you win.
As
Africa goes right back to the
Mhm.
top. Your power is in your unity. Your power is in your unity. Like the brother, I don't see no difference between me and him. I might have a little bit harsh on him about Rwanda, but he's my brother. In the day, he's my brother before any European, any damn Asian, or any East Indian. He's my brother. So I'm going to root for him I root for anybody else. You know,
Right.
that's what you got to understand. Brotherly love. That's what's going on in South Africa. They've been made so xenophobic, so anti-African, so schizophrenic from the white power that still runs South Africa that now they're voting against their own best interests because they're so indoctrinated. They tell you all other Africans are their problems in South Africa, not knowing it was these Africans that got you free, moron. But they're not educated, none of this. You got the South Africans running around, oh, you Mozambicans, oh, you Kenyans, oh, you Congolese, oh, you Nigerians, oh, you Zimbabweans, oh, you Namibians, get the hell out the country so we can have our jobs. Like, what? So, not known it's the Europeans that caused you to live in a shack. It's not other Africans causing you to be poor. Your economy's been controlled by the Europeans, by the Oppenheimers and the De Beers, not the African people. But they've been made so indoctrinated, so deranged. In South Africa, get all these Africans out of here. They they seem to believe since South Africa's developed, other Africans will come there because it's developed. But Iriton, the Africans in South Africa don't live in development. They live in shacks.
Right.
But their mindset.
Time is up.
Yeah.
Time is up.
Yeah, we gotta get that. Time is
Why
up.
is time? Why is time up? Why is time up? Why is time up?
I think, Keith, what we should do is that we should go do our research back and then have a second round in terms of
Yeah,
leadership.
just let me know when you want to do it. Okay, cool. Just let me know when you're
Yeah,
available.
I
We'll
have
do it again.
signal here. Indigo, peace and love to you, Everton, Keith, and Chat. And then we have Jeepa Jabba. BlackRock is the number one renter leaseholder in the USA, just like the Retainers Karn tried in Kenya. The bill will pass and it will be tweaked after gauging public reaction. Welcome to Noah Mosquito on TikTok. He's saying, I have to come here when TikTok keeps deleting my comments. Burkina
They're
Faso.
they're going to delete it. They're going to delete because when African people wake up, it's a date. They're going to delete.
He's saying
That's why we lost so many
Burkina
channels on
Faso,
YouTube.
yeah, has lowered all political leaders, pay and banned leaders from driving extravagant cars to work. And then he's saying, Synovia Indigo in the house, thank you. Joby is saying time is up to be continued. Ewerton,
But I'm glad he's in Rwanda. I'm glad he's actually in Rwanda doing good
yeah,
work, whatever that may be. I'm
girl
glad he's
was
there.
good.
Seriously.
And Maya, you've been so quiet. This has been a very good podcast. Maya, are you there?
I think she got ejected, didn't she? Is she there?
Maya, I don't know if she.
I think I took over the conversation. I'm
Yeah, I
glad he
think
was.
we went too political instead of
Yeah.
going through what the
Well,
agenda was.
well, the funny part about it, everything is political, family. You can't have
Yeah.
systems that you create in Africa that do not benefit African people. At the end of the day, when you bring these systems in, especially when they're backed by Europeans, they're backed for their benefit. It's called soft power, family. That's what they built in that dumbass Obama school. You got Ruth on the top. We're bringing in Obama school. Obama is a wicked, no good, dirty bastard. Why the hell? Well, that's how you know this is a scam. Why the hell we talking about being in the school to Kenya about Obama? I'm gonna tell you Kenya's dirty secrets to hurt your feelings. Obama's not Kenyan. Sorry. Obama was raised by the CIA. He's a CIA psyop.
Keith, you lit the fire up again. I think
Yeah, I got you. I got you. Obama's a psyop family. He's a homosexual put there, but raised by the CIA and the Bush family. These are facts. We know these are facts. And he's wicked as shit. Obama is evil personified. Evil. Wicked. Wicked. I know this hurts your African brains, ain't it? It's hurting your African brains. Wicked. Do this before we leave here, Tom. Let me just, I'm out, because I'm one of the researchers. Put this up.
Oh my God.
On Google. Yeah, no, we're going to leave. Tell Joey to calm down. We're going to put this up. Put it up.
Okay.
Say, did Barack Obama bomb more people
Did Barack
in the
Obama do
history?
what?
the Barack Obama bombed more people in the history of the United States. Put it up.
Barn.
Huh?
Is it barn?
Bomb,
Oh,
B-O-M-B, bomb.
Bomb.
okay.
I don't
Okay.
want to say kill because they're gonna lie. But we know he killed. Let's say bomb. The Barack Obama
Okay.
bomb.
Mm-hmm. Bomb what?
More,
Continue.
the Barack Obama bomb more people in the history of the United States. I got a word away so they won't hide it every time. I don't want to say he
Okay.
killed more innocent people
I
because that's a
I
fact.
thought he made it better when he killed Osama and they had to pull out the Middle East. You know,
What? Oh my God, we gotta go. What? Oh my God!
we should have another round too.
Yeah, but dude, what is it saying every time? Says yes, right?
Yeah, he says
Says
there are 10
yes.
times more airstrikes in the
So
Cold
understand.
War
So understand what my African friend is saying.
than
The,
bombs.
he's talking about them doing. He's talking about them doing Libya. Saddam was already done. See, Saddam was a puppet state of America. They wouldn't kill him when he wouldn't do what they say. So you're talking about Gaddafi when they wouldn't kill Gaddafi. Gaddafi.
Pretending we're in
We're in the yeah. We gotta. We'll come back later. Jesus Christ. God damn,
Yeah,
Joey.
we
What,
can
we'll do a
we can
round
still
two.
hear you right now, but it's been an amazing show. Thank you so much.
yeah.
Maybe
He's talking about, we're gonna build an Obama school in Kenya. Are you out of your
right,
fucking mind? This wicked bastard. Killing
right.
of innocent men, women, and children. I just want you to pull that up. So I told you, yeah. You know how many innocent people, Obama, innocent women and children, this no good bastard is bombed and killed brutally, and then sit back
Your
and say,
last take
you
on
know,
this, Mr.
I'm
Enoch.
sorry. There you go.
Enoch?
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll continue this maybe Wednesday or Friday, whenever you're
But
ready
whenever,
on
whenever it's
show.
time, I don't know.
Yeah,
He's in Rwanda. His internet
yeah.
might be his internet
I'm
might not
coming.
bring him no information.
I'm coming with more feedback about Rwanda and DRC in
Okay,
the next
I want
time.
you to.
Yeah.
I don't know. You're in Rwanda. That information's gonna be turned off.
Thank you so much, for your
much,
time and
much love,
mine.
fam. Much love.
Appreciate
Everybody
it.
stay
Thank
safe.
you. Bye bye,
Thank you
Much
guys.
so
love.
much.
Take care.
Much love.
Yeah.
Everybody stay safe and love all African people. Peace.
Love you too,
Yes.
Keith.
Thank you. Love you all. Thank you so much, Enoch. I think we'll have another podcast soon.
Yeah, sure, Iwaton. Just hit me up a few hours before, and then I'll set myself up.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. I really, really appreciate it. It's so nice talking to you. Let's keep in touch.
Joey just mad because I missed her show. Get out of here.